After another disaster on the uneven bars that cost her the lead, Vanessa Atler tries once again to move on, and not an easy apparatus to move on to, the balance beam.
Well, she's been in this position many times before. After an uneven bars comes the balance beam, and this is a tough event to come back on.
But that's the one thing, Elfie, that tells me that this young lady can do it, because she always bounces back, and she does it on beam, which is not an easy task. Little bit off there, though. Very difficult tumbling sequence. Landing on 2 feet as opposed to 1 makes it far more difficult.
She's changed one major skill in this routine. It's coming up right here. She's actually increased the value. It's a front flip in a pike position. She's aggressive.
And now the British side, here's Jessica Burgess.
Her coach, Steve Rybecki, says Vanessa is in her last stage of gymnastics, just needs to compete more, needs to feel more at home. He even says she needs to fall more. Just every aspect of experience.
Well, she gets through it. There's tons of compassion, regret, support, friendship, frustration, all rolled into one. And it's only because of the talent that she's got, and she's shown it before.
You got in control and then you broke your focus. Where did you break your focus?
On the after the series. And then
I felt better after.
Well, she broke a little bit on this combination tumbling skill right here. Usually she's dead on, very powerful. Look at the height that she gets. Way up in the air, but right here she just doesn't plant it. She lets the arms flail in the air and causes a little bit of a break.
Yeah, they spend so much time together, Beth and Vanessa. You can just see for that 5 seconds when they just look into each other's eyes. They don't need to talk. They both know what's going on. She gets a lot of support. Now, let's go over to Dominique Moceanu, who's about to go on the uneven bars. She's been challenged by Kristen Maloney and Elise Ray.
Yeah, and she's looking very confident. You know, if you looked at her routines from a year ago, you might have thought she was on her way out, but she is definitely back. This should be easy for her. She had her first challenge on those 2 events that really put her knee to the test.
Another critical transition to the low bar right here. Oh, unbelievable. Big, big mistake right there. Feet supposed to go right on the bar. She's supposed to continue to a half turn.
Oh, and a sit down on the dismount.
Oh boy, that was something. You know, that dismount, it looked like she could have held on.
That shouldn't have happened.
You know, her mind was reeling a little bit. She improvised, made that mistake in the beginning, and I'm sure she was thinking about the mistake right here instead of this dismount. And actually, it's not that under-rotated.
She had it.
I mean, maybe a step back, but
not a sit-down.
So you hear her coach, Luminita Meshenko, who coaches her in Romanian, in spite of the fact that Dominique has English as a first language, she does understand, and I'll tell you what, she understands this. 8.675 is not good enough to keep her near the top. So she takes a hit on the uneven bars. Now here's Jenny Thompson from Cincinnati, Ohio. And it's unbelievable, guys, to use the word comeback with a 17-year-old, but we must.
Yeah, she was the junior national champion in 1993, and everything looked like it was pointing to an Olympic Games for this young lady. A teammate of Shannon Miller, didn't work out.
All right, good job, Jenny.
Good start with that vault. She's coached by Mary Lee Tracy now. Mary Lee told me that she gets athletes after a lot of times they've been to 4 or 5 gyms. She says she really enjoys that. Really nice fall, just that hop forward on the landing.
Patience, Jenny. Strong body.
9.375. We're seeing a lot of Mary Lee Tracy here today. This is a good nationals for her.
Well, you know, Mary Lee said that she realizes a lot of people thought she was washed up after 1996, and she said Jenny's really doing gymnastics for herself today.
Much more difficult ball. 1.5 twist.
All right.
A lot of power, but a really big step on that landing there.
What does that cost her?
That's going to be at least a couple of tenths. And you know, Al, she also had some slight knees in the air, and the body position wasn't as nice as we saw from someone like Dominique Moceanu earlier on. You see, she gets a little bit piked in the air and a little bit of knees. A nice open at the end, but that big, big step.
Tell you what, she was in 7th after the last rotation. She gets a 9.5 there for a 9.437 average, and that's pretty good compared to the other numbers we've seen. In fact, it moves her up to 3rd place here after the 3rd rotation in Indianapolis. Kristen Maloney still has the lead over Elise Ray. Kim Zmeskal, she's knocking on the door. Dominique still involved. Vanessa Atler moving up ever so slightly. Some people crumble under the pressure of being the favorite. Kristen Maloney is obviously thriving on it, as she has done nothing but hold on to her lead. Meanwhile, if you want to know what Vanessa Atler is feeling like, there you go. Maloney, the leader, she's got a website. We've talked at length about Vanessa Atler, who we're about to see. If you'd like to check out what the gymnasts are thinking about themselves, a good place to find out is at msnbc.com. Well, you wonder, from where does Vanessa Atler draw the energy, the confidence to somehow get through it?
I tell you, well, if you're talking about energy, the most dramatic skill of the competition comes right off the bat. This mount, very new for Vanessa, and almost mind-blowing. Double layout punch front.
That is some move.
It's a stunning pass.
That's how she won the gold medal in the Goodwill Games in floor exercise.
Come on. Press.
Almost stepped out. Well, you hear the coaching and support of Beth Rybacki in the background. And the way Vanessa gets through this, and you find it out on our website in her diary, she's just a hip kid. She's got a very good attitude about things and beats herself up to a point.
She was in great need of a new look on floor, a mature look. This routine was choreographed by Nancy Roach, and I like it a lot.
Thank goodness for today.
Yeah, she has another shot at this, but this was a great exercise. As Tim mentioned, the tumbling is just outstanding. Look at this skill, double layout, perfect body position. She rebounds into the punch front and then adds a dance jump element. That is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Should be a 10.
Well, Vanessa, I don't know. A 9.85. It was beautiful. And the smiles are back. That moves her back into contention after the disaster on uneven bars earlier. Now we get another chance to see whether Jenny Thompson can keep this up on successive apparatus. She's obviously getting set to go on the uneven bars.
You know, you have to add Jenny to that injured list as well. She had a rough year after the World Championships in '97. She had shoulder surgery for a torn rotator cuff. Then in February, in her comeback, she had a torn right calf muscle. She just won this qualifier prior to coming to the national championships, so she's back on track.
Push out. Up and. Get it. Run it and squeeze. Take it out. Come on, Jen. Swing it. Swing out, right? Come on, Jen.
landing.
She found it. Look at this, the jump in her step.
Jen, you can do it. You are confident. You are good. Believe that.